Hello and welcome everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about what Runescape taught me about money. Alright, so I figured that this would be a fun one to do just because while I don't play anymore, I used to play Runescape, many years ago. Many years ago? A few years ago. Depending on how you look at it. Many years ago. And let me see. I first started in 2005 or 6, and I never really did the conventional things on there. I was never the guy who was out there, constantly killing and doing all the skills or leveling up and all that other crap. I didn't care about that. I cared about money. I cared about looking the coolest that I possibly could. And the only way to do that was to have as much money as possible. That way you can buy all the good looking, shiny, cool stuff. And so, for the longest time I didn't have a membership. And during that, I didn't really do a whole lot. My brothers and I, we took turns on the computer. And so time was very limited. And on top of that, I was pretty young. So considering, we've come quite a ways, all right? And let's see, gosh, I remember the first time when I ended up getting the mithril armor. I thought that I was just the coolest guy there was, and because it was expensive for then, and as a non-member. And, jump forward years later, and then I've got a bank account worth 250 mil. And the way that I made that happen is through, trading and buying back and forth. And honestly, the only time I was really leveling up my skills is when I wanted to buy something else that looked really cool. So if I needed to have a level 70 defense in order to wear the Barrow's armor, then I would get that level 70 defense and then move forward to be able to buy that set and use it. Whereas, let me see, Magic, same thing. Every skill that I leveled up, it was always for a reason behind, something that I purchased or wanted to wear or look cool in, etc. So again, getting back to today's actual topic, what did I learn about money? What I learned is that there's always somebody willing to pay, and you can always get something at a lower price. And because of that, I actually ended up mastering the Grand Exchange. I won't say mastering. I would say that if there's people who end up using the Grand Exchange and were the best of the best, then I was probably, in 10 out of 10, I was probably an 8.5 out of 10. Again, hence my net worth at the time of 250 mil. So I ended up learning that, when you're buying and selling, that stock prices are always going up and down. And there are variable factors that play into those overall price ranges. And so availability, obviously, scarcity, how rare something is, the overall demand for it, which kind of plays alongside the others. I know, obviously, it's basic supply and demand. However, it wasn't necessarily always just those factors alone. So when there were certain things that are being bought up, in full by a number of other people that have lots and lots of money, then guess what? Now that price is going to skyrocket this way. And so there was this elite group of people, seriously, like insiders that nobody knew, much like now, despite what anyone wants to think, that would buy up the stock prices, stocks in real life, and then, the items in RuneScape, that would again drive those prices this way. And at whatever point everyone decides we're going to dump it all away, we're going to sell it as everyone else is trying to get into that price increase, then everyone's going to buy in while it's super high, while we're selling everything and everything is going to come crashing down around. Everyone loses money except for us, us being, the big players who earn, almost infinite amounts. And so, I was always constantly keeping on track of looking at those stock prices, those graphs, and looking at how they fluctuate. And so again, it's actually basically a direct, real life translation when it comes to the actual stock market, which I think is bizarre. So fortunately, because of that, it actually gave me a hand up and, got me interested personally with actually trading stocks. And so, I've had success with that. Again, not a grand amount because I never did quite commit to the fullest level like I did back in the RuneScape days. But even still, all of those foundational lessons and all of those things that I learned and have taken now from that time period, I mean, I'm so thankful for. Again, I learned so much through that game. It's kind of crazy to think that, it actually plays or has all of these real life elements. And on top of that, considering you're always dealing with actual other real people, with that, I mean, it could not be more of like a practice world than that. So the parts that, even still end up becoming, translatable are, the people who are out there grinding those skills in order to get money, through whether it's, they're doing smithing, so they're creating weapons and stuff like that and selling them all away. But then think about real life. Think about someone, let's just take a mechanic who's in the workshop every day, fixing cars, getting his paycheck. All right. So he's doing stuff for income, in which case he could then do it, whatever else he wants with it. But, most people, they would do their smithing, they'd sell all away and buy something that they want. Again, contributing to that overall economic consumerism. And that's just fine. Whereas again, for myself personally, I like to buy lots of stuff, sell it all away, or even if there was something cool that I wanted to end up buying, there's a point where I bought a third age plate body. So I bought it, looked really cool, but then I decided that I was going to sell it again because I got it while the price was good. I got to wear it for like a week and a half. Actually, that one ended up being a little bit longer because third age was a whole different ballpark. But, I got to wear it for a while and then sell it away, make money off of it, and on to the next thing that suits my interest. So it's kind of like that again now in real life, but just, again, more worldly examples of how that game has an actual economy, which, again, to me is just such a crazy concept. RuneScape, I thank you kindly, and everyone else who's watching, and if you can relate, please let me know down below. Again, I think that was probably one of the greatest games that's ever been out. I don't really like the direction that's gone now, and I don't really have time for all of that anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But again, let me know down below, and thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all again for the next video.